Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. If you'd like to listen without adverts, read episode transcripts, or listen to extra bonus episodes, please check the description for more details. Hello, it is a lovely, I was going to say sunny day, but it's not a sunny day. It's a cloudy day, but it's not cloudy and dull, like we would typically get in England. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know why this happens, but in England, when we have cloudy days, they're usually very dull days, dark days. And in Japan, it can be cloudy and bright. I'm looking outside the window and it's bright. It's not dull at all. And it's certainly not cold. It is 29 degrees in the room that I'm recording this in. What's the temperature outside? I don't know. Hotter, usually. The room, or my room, is usually like a few degrees cooler. Okay, I've just checked. It's 31 outside. So yeah, it's a hot day. It's a hot day. And you may or may not like this kind of weather. I'm still a bit undecided. I sort of like it. I'm not sure that I love it. But, I don't know. I think if I went back to England now and I experienced the cold, grey, dull weather that we have, particularly in wintertime, then I'd probably be wishing for this weather that I'm having now. So I'm going to be very careful and not say that I hate this weather. Anyway, speaking of weather, I've had to concede recently, and concede means to sort of accept defeat. So I'll explain. Yesterday, was it yesterday? I think so, yeah. Yesterday, my wife was complaining a little to her mother that I had removed the net doors from the windows and doors here in our flat. Now, I probably have to explain what this net window thing is, because we certainly don't have these in England. So it's... You open your window, and that will slide all the way open. That's a different thing. That's quite different in England, the way the windows open. So in England, you normally just open them outwards, and they move out to the side or move out sort of upwards. But I think in Japan it seems to be more common that they slide open instead, which is probably a better design, maybe, but it's really bad for heat insulation. Anyway, that's a separate topic. The point is, the first thing you do is you open this sliding window, and then behind that there's like a net sliding window. So it's like a window but made from net. And the whole point of this is to try and keep insects out. You probably don't need it much in the winter, but you maybe need it in the summer. I don't know. Anyway, when we moved into this flat, it was April, and it was pretty cold. And we didn't need the window open so often. And when we did have the window open or the door open, because we have a sliding door as well to get out onto our balcony, and that also has one of these net door things. I don't know what you want to call it. We could open the window, we could open the door, and we didn't need this net thing because it was April and there weren't really any insects about then. Not many bugs flying around or anything like that. So I thought, I'm going to take these things off because they're spoiling the view. You know, it's like having net curtains up all the time. So when you're looking out of the window, you can always see it's there. You can always see this grid covering the window. And it only covers one side. So one side of the window is perfectly clear, normal glass. But the other side always has this net there, which spoils my view. We're living quite high up, and I quite like the view that we get here. I don't like these net door things, these mesh window things. So I took them down, and I hid them somewhere in our apartment inside this like giant cupboard thing. And my wife came back, and for maybe a week or 2 weeks, she didn't even notice that they'd gone. And I didn't want to tell her. I didn't want to say that I'd hidden these things, because I had a feeling that she wasn't going to like it. Anyway, eventually she realized, and I said, and I was right, she didn't like it. And I said, well, let's just try it, right? We're really high up, so maybe the insects, the flies or whatever, they're not going to get this high. They're not going to fly so high and then come into our room. And so she agreed to try it. Well, we have been trying it, and I think largely, like, I'm mostly okay with not having them there. And yes, flies do come in sometimes. Not very often, to be honest, sometimes. So in England, in the UK, when it is summertime, everyone opens the doors to their back gardens, not usually front gardens, because, some strange person can just walk in. But if you've got a back garden, maybe you've got your back garden door open, maybe you've got your windows open wide. Like I said, we don't have any of these mesh windows, mesh door things, net things, to try and keep insects out. What we do have sometimes, although I haven't seen this for years, and maybe it was very popular sort of in the 70s and 80s, and I remember them when I was growing up in the 90s as well. We'd have like this strip of plastic that sort of hangs from the top of the door, like many, many strips of plastic, and they go all the way down to the bottom of the door. And so when you go through the door, you sort of have to push your way through these plastic strips, like part them just to get through. And the idea was that would stop the flies from coming in. I don't know why, but those don't seem to be popular anymore. Maybe they didn't work. I think they probably did, but I don't know. Haven't seen them for a long time. So now, generally, there's nothing to stop like insects and flies coming in your house. So when it's summertime, flies come in, and we usually get some, like, one of the big flies. Like, you get small flies that you don't really notice in your house so much. They're difficult to spot. They're pretty silent. But then you get those big flies, don't you? They're easy to spot. They're big. They make a large sort of buzzing sound when they're flying around. So you always know they're there. And we just accept that this is normal. This is summer in England. You get a fly in your house. I don't know what people do. I think some people probably try and kill the fly. I just let it out of the window. The fly doesn't seem to want to go... it doesn't seem to want to be inside. So I just, if it's flying towards a window, I just open the window and let it out. And it's job done, finished, gone. So anyway, we had one of those flies in our room today. And just like normal, it didn't want to be in here. So we had like curtains, like very thin net curtains over the open door. So I just moved back the curtains. The fly went straight out. He was very happy to be outside again, and it was done. Simple thing. But that made my wife remember about those doors that I'd taken down, about those like that net window, the net door. And she was like, I want you to put them up. And in the end, I had to give in. And now we've got these net doors up again, and they're spoiling my view a little. But I think maybe we need them. Like I said, I don't mind about the flies. They're pretty easy to deal with. But what I really don't like, and I've said this before, not so long ago, the mosquitoes. I don't like mosquitoes. And what we've had to do is, it's okay having all the windows open, all the doors open in the daytime and in the mornings, fine. Nighttime, when nighttime comes, we have to close them all. Actually, we only have to close the ones at the back where the main living room is, because the ones at the front, I didn't take the sort of net windows out of those. I left those in, just the ones at the back. So we have to close these, close all the windows and close all the doors at the back of the flat when nighttime comes, to stop the horrible, horrible mosquitoes from coming in. So I'm going to see if these doors, if these this like net door, net window thing, if they help. Because I'm looking at it, and I can see some bits where the mesh is a bit bigger. You know, there's a bit of a gap in it that shouldn't be there. I'm thinking, they might try and fly through there, or it doesn't quite close like 100%. I can see a bit of a gap. I can see some light coming in at the top, and I think maybe the mosquitoes will sneak in through there. So I'll see how it goes. If we end up getting more mosquitoes, even though we have these doors, these mesh door, mesh window thing, then I might say, it's not working. Let's just take them down again, and let's just close the window and close the door like before. But if it does work, then I guess we'll keep them, because it would be nice to have the back door open, the back window open when it's windy. It's nice when it's windy and you let the wind in, but we'll see how it goes. I have started to switch the air conditioning on a little bit in the evenings, if we need it. Even though I'm not such a fan of air conditioning, I didn't like it so much, but it's been hot here. Like I said, it's 29 now. It's probably going to get warmer and warmer in this room. It's probably going to go up to 30, I think, today. Anyway, that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to concede and admit defeat. But we will see. I don't know if they're going to work or not. And if they don't work, I want to take them away, and I want to get my beautiful view back. Anyway, let's see how it goes. I'll update you in a future episode and let you know if they work or not. Until then, I hope you're having a good time studying English, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, geez, Dad, not the car again.
Oh, happens all the time with old Betsy.
Have you checked out Carvana yet? They have thousands of cars for under $20,000.
But do those thousands of cars have personality like old Betsy?
Betsy's held together by tape. And there are raccoons living in the engine.
It's a family car.
There are flames on the hood?
Custom paint job.
No, Dad, the car's on fire.
How many cars did you say Carvana had?
Visit Carvana.com to shop thousands of cars for under $20,000. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.